How's everybody doing? Just punching up a screen here. I need to bring up. How's everyone? I know the set looks a little different. The people look a little different, but it's still the Let's Talk to Cutler platform. So glad to see all of you all. And of course, you know, for the next 1,000, right? 1,800 seconds. For the next 1,800 seconds, 1,800 seconds, I'm in your living room, family room, your kitchen, your den. I hope not in your car unless you're parked and you're being safe for the next 1,800 seconds. I know the set looks a little different, but that's just the way we're rolling tonight. That's just what we're doing. And I thought this would be a great time. And really, we're here twofold. I thought it would be a great time for you all to meet the producers. And I wanted to make sure that I dedicated this show this week to my father. My father unexpectedly and suddenly passed last week, Friday. And we had a death before when we were on the previous platform, and all of the team came together and we decided to honor that family member, and we dedicated the show to her. And we did it as a team. So I wanted to follow suit and do the same thing. Plus, having my friends here, my producers here, is also a degree of emotional support for me. So now, of course, you know, we only got 1,800 seconds, and we probably used up 300 of them already. And we're going to do something new. The producers and I were talking earlier. So if you're among the first 3 to 5 people to show up, you're going to be considered now one of the LTTC VIPs. So we're glad to see the LTTC VIPs. Yes.
What does that mean?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked.
I'm singing group from the 70s.
Right.
LTC. What is it?
Right. So the LTTC VIPs, that's the Let's Talk to Cutler. Very important people. All right. So what we'll do now, so we won't announce the LTTC VIPs tonight. We'll do that. We can do that Thursday.
Right. Let them catch
on. So we're giving you a chance to catch on, but I'm glad to have the producers here. So you all know me. It's Let's Talk to Cutler. I'm Cutler. So let's meet the producers, because some of you all were with us on the previous platform. So producers, we're gonna go ladies first. Right. Go ahead, say hi to the people.
Hey, virtual book club members. Let's Talk to Cutler family. I am Devin, one of the producers of the show. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
And should they say anything if they see you from time to time? I mean, is there a little jingle so you want them to say?
Absolutely. If you see me from time to time.
Why did I do that right? Why?
Really, this is this thing. But here we are. We'll take it. If you see me here, as you see me, and some of the, listen, there she is. All you have to do is comment. There she is. Or hey girl, hey y'all. If you're a guy, just put there she is. Because I know you're gonna put hey girl, hey.
So listen,
they were HGH.
So listen, that's good. Right. So I'm not even sitting beside her tonight. You all know our
relationship. You want to sit beside me?
No, I do not want to sit.
So why are you sitting there?
Because I don't want.
Tell them what you told us.
Bad. I mean, practice social distancing.
I thought it was because of my breath, so I ran and got
No. Listen, so since we're on a new platform, since she wants to put a little slogan when you see her, I'm going to do something totally different. I'm going to change my name. You see me, my name is J Song. JSONG, J Song. That's who I am. And she wants to copy me one more time. Can we get started? Because she will take all your
put in the comments. Give me some ideas for a name that I could have. He's J Song.
Copycat. How about that?
And so I'm that was cute. That was cute.
Oh, her name is Copycat.
That was kind of cute. That's something I would have said.
I got this.
Listen,
I'm J Song.
We've used 300 seconds already. I'm counting down.
On Devin. That's her name, Devin. And there she is, Devin. I'm Jay Song. How y'all doing? Come on, Colin. Let's talk to Colin.
He loves
Come on,
me.
let's do it.
Okay, so what we're doing? We all love you.
I know.
What?
I got my book
That's
too.
And she loves you
I
back.
have my book
I got
too.
What? I have mine electronically. I wrote it. We all wrote it. But listen, so you know.
I'm sorry, keep talking.
Yeah. So on this platform, as we're talking based on billboards to better. You know, the 366 motivational, inspirational sayings along the highway of life. So make sure if you don't have yours, go to www.gbcutler.com. That's www.gbcutler.com. Get your book, or you can just go to Amazon and get it. All right. So what we're going to do on Tuesdays, we're going to look at the lessons for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, I say Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then on Thursdays, we're going to look at the lessons.
Sunday what?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And then on Thursdays, we're going to look at the lessons for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, Saturday, the lesson is yours all day, all your way to share conversations. And then you can just have a little powwow with your friends and talk about what that Saturday inspirational saying means to you. What we're going to do tonight is to look at the inspirational motivational sayings for this past Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So that's what we're looking at August 16th, 17th, and 18th. So if you have your book, go get it, grab it, read along, and we're going to talk about it. And we want to hear from you and see what you have to say. So when we look at August 16th, Devin, can you read August 16th for us?
Sure, I can.
All right.
God will not only redeem your time, but he will also redeem your tears. He knows how to give you blessings that are worth every tear that you have ever shed.
Wow.
Shed.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty poignant lesson, because a lot of times we look at ourselves as having lost time,
Yeah.
and time is the one thing that you just think you can't find. You think you can't get back. You can lose your keys, you can lose your wallet, you can lose your clothes, you can even lose yourself sometimes in other people or in life. You can just get lost. But if God or life is gracious, you can get that back. But time is the one thing that you can't go and find and get back. You just can't get it back. So only a source that is greater than us can give us that back. And even if we don't get it back chronologically, we can get it back so many ways. So my faith, and as I said to you, this is not necessarily going to be a religious platform, but you'll hear a lot of my faith come out, and a lot of my faith and my motivation is just really based. A lot of my motivation rather is just based on my faith. But I know that's not the story for everybody. So you have to just think that life has a way. Life has a way of paying you back for the tears that you shed. A lot of times we think of just about redeeming time.
Right.
I just want to redeem time. I want to redeem time. But everything that causes pain, I can't help but believe that everything that causes you pain and anxiety, there has to be some good that comes back out of the bad that you experienced. You all heard me say earlier that last week my father passed suddenly and unexpectedly, and God knows I've shed a whole lot of tears. But when I think about it, all of those tears really meant something. Every single tear that I've already shed, every one that I will shed, and I think the two of you can relate because you buried parents as well. But for every one of those tears, somehow they are based on memories. All of those tears. So you wouldn't cry if you didn't have something worth crying for. So all of those tears have got to mean something. We were having a conversation earlier, and I think the question you asked was, what about if there's sometimes I cause myself pain and I'm crying about those sorts of things. I just believe, and this is for everybody watching and joining us tonight, I just believe that every tear has something good attached to it. Whether it's a memory, whether it's a smile, whether it's a laugh, whether it's some kind of inner strength, whether it's the blessing that is yet to come, I can't help but believe that every single tear has some good attached to it. What do you guys think about that?
I'm a believer that a lot of the gifts and talents that we have, God has given us those things to get us through the tears. I've gone through some ups and downs in my life. If it wasn't for the gifts and talents and the strength that's in me, I would not have made it through. So I've been given those things so I can get through the tears.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is good. Because when you think about He'll give you gifts and things worth every tear that you shed. Wow, wow. Any input on that one?
You know, just what Juan said, and I know that's your little testimony, Juan, but I was
Why have a little testimony?
But
no,
go ahead.
When I think about the songs that you've written, I
Right.
mean, he is an amazing
your
writer.
talent.
Like, I mean, it's crazy. So I can imagine just some of the places that you were in while you were writing some of those songs.
Yeah.
And how much healing must have come from those songs for you.
Yes.
But then a lot of those songs you wrote years ago.
Yes.
And so even in this place where you're good and you're healed in most areas, they're still here to heal others.
Yes.
So that's good.
Thank you, Devin. But guess what, Devin?
What?
My name is Jason. Thank you.
Jason!
but no, Devin, no, that really is good, because when I think about that, sometimes the tears or the things will come before the tears. Mm-hmm. Because you just got to believe that God is gracious and life is fair. God is gracious and life is fair. And some of you get the good sometimes before the bad comes. Right. So that life the balances of life works out. And for those of us who have a relationship with God, we believe that God works it out for us. Mm-hmm. So life balances itself. Life balances itself. So we just have to make sure that sometimes we just stand in the middle and watch life happen. Just stand in the middle and watch life happen. I think sometimes the challenge of life is trying to find out where that middle ground is. Where do I stand? Yeah. But I think if we're good, and I don't just mean morally good, but I just mean if we watch the signs of life and we watch the patterns of our own life, we find out where I need to stand so that I can have a good perspective about the things that are happening to my life. Some things you just got to watch it and just let happen. If I could have changed this week or last week for me, God knows I would have changed it. But what I realized was that God gave me enough smiles and laughter and good pictures and memory with my dad, so that even in the midst of all of my crying and all of my tears and anxiety, and that stuff is real. So I'm not begrudging anybody of that, because I think for just for the sake of being here and having my friends with me, I cried just before this, and I'm sure in days to come I'll do the same. But life has been fair, and it's all about the balance. It's all about the balance. So I'd love to hear your feedback in terms of how you see that your tears have been redeemed. So if you want to just shoot me an email and just talk offline, it's talktocutler@gmail.com. That's talk and the number 2, talktocutler@gmail.com, because I'd really like to hear we're family.
They can share in the comments as well.
Yeah, you can also share right there in the comments. Absolutely.
So Cutler, and this is your show.
No, go ahead.
This is your platform, and we have the program all set up, but I have something for you. So if I can take a little bit of your second.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind.
Yes.
And I am not the poet. I just wrote something for my friend and brother. Okay. And I'm going to read it.
Sure.
Instead of trying to do this. Okay. So when you're the strongest person in the world, it seems you need no strength for others. When you appear to always have it together, it seems there's no need for help picking up the pieces. When you're so much to so many, it seems that there's nothing you could ever need from another. Even though I sat in your seat, walked a half mile in your shoes, and cried similar tears 3 years ago, I still haven't found the words perfect enough to share with you. I feel your pain, but I'll never know your pain. I know your story, but I've never lived it. I see your tears, but I could never stop them from falling. All I can do is be here. I can wipe your tears, listen to your stories, and talk about how I'm working through my own pain and loss. I can pray for comfort and peace, and sometimes make you laugh. I can sit with you in complete silence when all you feel is sadness. And though I can't take your pain completely away, I can assure you that I will always be here to hold your hand and walk you through it. You don't have to be strong in this moment. Save some of your strength for us so that we equally strong for you.
I'll give you a hug.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you.
I love you too. Wow.
I'm not giving you a hug. Don't look over here.
You're gonna give me elbow.
Get off on her. I'll give
On
her.
her.
I'm talking to her.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Wow.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Yes, that was good.
That was beautiful. Yeah, that was
Learn something.
no.
I thought it was impossible.
Wow.
No, that was really good.
That was absolutely.
You should have said we wrote that.
We did.
So I said to some of my friends earlier today, in fact, it was some of my staff members, so I said to them, I gave them the rule of 8-3-5. And 8 means how long you inhale. So let's do it together. No, hang on. Let's do it together. Let's start
right hand back and she went.
And you all let's do this together. So we're going to inhale for 8 seconds, and then we're going to hold it for 3, and then we're going to slowly let it out for 5. So for me, that's one of the ways that I sort of center myself. All right. So let's go for 8 seconds. Just slowly inhale. 1. Hold it for 3. Now slowly let it out for 5. Sometimes you just have to do that. That has helped me.
She's dizzy. About to pass out.
So that means that's a good breath.
So I told somebody, just breathe. I told them, I said, just breathe. But sometimes we have to show people how to breathe and what it means to breathe. All right. So then, just learn how to breathe. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take a look at the next one. Because listen, half of our 1800 seconds are up. So
Devin ate them up.
So let's go on. Why don't you read the August?
The world was never intended. I want to be like a preacher. I'm not a preacher. But the world was never intended to be without light, and neither were we. We were designed to always carry and reflect the light of God. That'll preacher like read.
You did.
That was preacher like read, and it's okay.
It's okay. Okay, good.
Pronounce the G-O-D again.
God.
You gotta say that from your stomach.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my. Sorry. I read it again the right way.
Go ahead and read again. Okay. Read it for the people in the back.
The world was never intended to be without light, and neither were we. We were designed to always carry and reflect the light of God.
I think that's very poignant.
Yes.
I think that's really, really poignant, because one of the things that we forget is that we were not created to walk in darkness. Mm-hmm. We look at the light as coming only from God, and it's true. The world looks better when it's lit up.
Yeah.
Right.
The world looks better when it's lit up, and I just don't mean that from a physical perspective, but I mean in terms of just spirit. And by spirit, I don't mean spiritual, but I mean just the spirit of the world. It looks better when it's lit up and when people are walking in light, walking knowing where they're going, and the attitudes are attitudes of light. The it's motivations of light. But just like the world looks better when it shows up in light, so do we.
Even in darkness.
Yeah.
Because you know what I heard?
Especially in darkness.
When you said the world looks better when it's lit up, I naturally would think when it's light, right?
Yes.
But what I thought was, for instance, a beautiful city at nighttime, well lit. It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
Paris at nighttime with the lights.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Even in darkness. I probably ain't saying nothing because I ain't a preacher. I ain't trying to be deep.
No, that's okay.
That's just what came to me. Right? Don't judge me, Juan.
I didn't
No, even the Washington D.C. area. For those of us who live in the Washington D.C. area, when you think about, we like the city during the daytime, but when you travel through the city at night, but you see it lit up, it's beautiful. So even in dark, Devin, you said something.
Okay.
Even in darkness, when a light shines, a light probably looks better in darkness.
Woo!
A light looks better in darkness. Yeah. And so I think the same is true for us. When we have the effervescence and the brilliance and the radiance to shine even in the middle of a dark space, that is when we look our best, because we show that we have the capacity and the ability to be who we're created to be. And we have that intestinal fortitude to say, you know what, I'm not gonna let anything smother who I'm called to be, or smother what I was designed to be, because I'm focusing on the good that's in me. And I think in life, if we focus on the good that's inside of us. So let's talk to color followers. I think it's a matter of focusing on the good. Go ahead, Mark.
So, and as life is, sometimes we are in dark places and we really can't reflect in light. And you look as you see how dark we are. So in those times I wasn't intended, but my life has got me in a dark place. So what do you say to somebody like in that situation where they're just dark from where they are in life, what's going on in their life? I just can't shine right now. That's life got me so weight, I just can't shine right now.
That's you know, if I can just give a transparent moment, that's really kind of where I am now with losing a parent. That's where I am now, and just being in those places. So I want to say this: being in those places really are not cause for you to beat yourself up, because sometimes, many times, life just happens. Life just happens, and it doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. There was no ill will or any of that kind of stuff. But to answer your question, I think those are the times when we become lights for other people, or we rely on the lights that other people have. So if I'm in a dark moment, kind of like this, the beauty of having friends, and brothers and sisters is that I don't always have to be that right. Sometimes I can just let life happen. It's okay. You don't have to be that source of light for yourself all the time. But for God's sake, at least once or twice in your life, try to be that source of light for somebody else, because that way, if I'm in darkness and I walk along with my sister, I don't have any light, but she has enough light to shine so that I can see where I'm going. And I think does that answer?
Yes, and that's maybe what you said. Devin, what Devin said earlier, that's the beauty of light shining in darkness.
Yeah,
that's the beauty. But you guys actually were my light, and I thank you for that. And you almost did something to me. You leaned over there because, and I'm being funny, but y'all know, in November, December, I was in probably the darkest place I've ever been in my entire life. Like, I mean that, like the darkest place I've ever been in my life. And I could not see any light. There was no light, you know. I couldn't see any light. In fact, I just wanted it all to be over. I wanted to end it all. And I'm a woman of faith.
But that's real.
It's real.
That's real.
Yeah, it's real. And to have my brothers and my family be the light in that darkness.
Yeah.
And not only to be the light in my darkness, but be the light on the other side of the tunnel, waiting for me to come through it. Yeah. It was huge, you know. So thank you for that. So all of this is real, like it's real life.
That's so. I want to thank both of you. Even when we came to this platform about this whole Let's Talk to Cutler, you guys challenged me and said let's make sure we talk about real issues. And even though we're going through, hold up the book, that's just my little joke and to try to lighten the moment where I'm going. But even though you're good, even though we're going through this book, you all said to me, Cutler, we have to make it real, we have to make it relevant because people are going through real issues. And Let's Talk to Cutler followers. I want to challenge you that if life is okay for you right now, if you're good right now, don't just be good for yourself, but be a light for somebody else. Be a light for somebody else. That's what we do. You heard us on the other platform that we're building community and maintaining connectivity, and that's what it's all about. Stay connected to somebody so that you recognize if their light is dim, then you say, I have a responsibility to my brother. I have a responsibility to my sister. I owe it to humanity to be a light for somebody else. So if life is good for you, count your blessings. Right. And then be a light to somebody else. All right, be a light to somebody else. And if life is not so good, for you right now, and you're in one of those dark places, I want to speak to your hearts and encourage you as well. it does not mean that you've done anything wrong. It does not mean that. And I have to make sure I don't cry. But life happens.
Let it happen then.
Yeah. So life happens. It doesn't mean that you did anything to deserve those things, but you hang in there. You hang in there, you be encouraged, and you know that there is a lens from creation that's shining on you. Somewhere in creation, there's a whole lens, even if it's from afar, it's zooming on you, and you're going to be okay. Just speak to somebody and say, you know what? I need a little help right now.
Yeah.
Don't let there be such a thing of ego getting in the way when you need help. Everybody has needed help, from any king or queen or president, vice president, congressperson, or senator. Everybody, from the greatest to the least among us, has needed some kind of help. All right?
Yeah.
Just some kind of help.
You don't know what to do, just ask God for strength to seek help.
Yeah.
It's not that we just withdraw and don't say anything to anybody, and we suffer alone in silence. All we got to do is say, "Come, I need help."
Yeah.
You have $100 I can borrow?
And I would say I have $99.99.
And I would say I won't take it.
Yeah, but learn to extend your hand. So sometimes we extend our hand because we want to help. Sometimes we extend our hand because we need help.
Yes.
So one way or the other, let's walk out this week with extended hands. Let's go.
How many seconds
y'all
do we
know,
have left? How many
let me say
seconds?
this. We got 240 seconds left. Devin, can you go on to the next one?
I'm only gonna read what the man wrote.
All right, August 18th, read it.
Don't get distracted by the moments. Focus on the mission.
Focus on the mission. Listen, we got these 300 seconds to make this point. It just means that distractions will come in life. Distractions will come in life, but you stay focused on your destiny. And I want to make the distinction between destiny and purpose. So really it's about not getting distracted, but beyond that, it's about knowing what your purpose and your destiny are in life. Destiny is what you're designed to get. Destiny is where you're headed. Destiny is your accomplishment. Destiny is your achievement. Now, what happens along the journey to that place, that's called purpose. Don't get caught up if you don't know what your purpose is in life. Purpose is going to happen. Purpose is the reason why God has kept you alive. Purpose is why life has been kind or bad to you. Just know that on your way to destiny, you're on your way to accomplishment. And so I don't care what it looks like now. And you know what? Let me retract that. I do care what it looks like now. But I want you to not prioritize what's happening now, but know that wherever you're going is greater than where you are.
Right.
Wherever you're going is greater than you are right now. Even if it is good now, it gets better. And even if it's bad now, it's going to get good. Just trust me. Just live enough to say, you know what? I'm heading somewhere. And while I'm heading there, life is happening. Purpose is happening. And don't lose sight of the lesson. Don't lose sight of the lesson. Y'all got anything to say?
Don't get stuck on that one page.
Don't get stuck. Yeah, don't get stuck on that one page, because you know what? And a friend of mine was on another platform that said, don't get stuck on that page, because one of the things that I do know is that God has not just one more page, but it was my good friend, Pastor Jackie Steele Queen, who said, God's got one more chapter,
one more,
and one more move.
One more.
So it looks like sometimes when you are stuck, God can unstuck you. God can unstuck. And I didn't say he can. I didn't say he can unstick you. But whenever you're stuck in life, God can pull you out of the muck and the mire, and it doesn't matter what you look like, because even when he pulls you out, you may still have all that stuff on you. But guess what? I'm on my way to destiny, even if I got the muck and the mire still dripping off my life.
One with the residue on me.
I'm going with the residue on me. So then you all listen, don't get distracted. Set your eyes on the prize and stay focused. How many of you know that you're going somewhere? You know that you're going somewhere, and for some of us, it may not necessarily be revealed to us where we're going just yet. That's what faith and trust are all about. I know that the reason I'm here on this earth is because God created me to make a difference. The only reason God created you was because he wanted change to happen in the earth. He would not have created you if he didn't want there to be a change. We are God's change agents. All right? If we're not anything, we are God's change agents. and don't let people distract you from your mission of changing things, situations, and sometimes people. Yes. All right, listen, we got to go because I told you we will only be in your living room, your dens, your kitchen, not in your car for only 1,800 seconds. 1,800. Listen, we will see you Thursday at 8 o'clock. Tell somebody that the Let's Talk the Cutlass show is on, and do us a favor. Now, not just the comments. Right. Don't just like in the comments, but go below the little screen where the thumb is up like this, and click on that. So I need you to like, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. And then if you subscribe, then you can click on that little bell and you get a notification to let you know whenever we're on live. Every time. So like, subscribe, comment, and share this. This has been 1,800. Let's Talk the Cutlass. Listen, y'all, we got to go. I will see you. We got to go. I will see you all on Thursday. Got to go. All right. Bye-bye.